Hello, this is Sudarshana Starshine Star. I'm doing something a little unusual right now. I'm going to read something to you. It won't be long, but I love TikTok so much. I joined around Christmas time, so I'm pretty much still a newbie. But I'm a spiritual teacher and a soul doctor, but I'm also a dedicated truth teller. And some of my truth telling, my reality truth telling, got me about 20 community violations in a very short period. So I really love to put out content that really serves all of you. But right now I'm going to try to do this in an audio form. So what I always do, I think I'm going to start posting more on my TikTok. I have a YouTube channel that I've kind of neglected. The last time I posted a video, it has about 52 or 53 videos on it. But I posted something in August. I haven't really been posting on it. It's called, it's The Dazzling of the Light on YouTube, or you can go to at Sudarshana, SUDARSHANA, Starshine Star, which is spelled STARSHINESTAR. So it's The Dazzling of the Light on YouTube. That's the channel at Sudarshana Starshine Star. So what I'm going to read for a few minutes to you today, it's called Special Forces Destroy DEW Plane. And DEW is capital D, capital E, capital W. That means directed energy weapon. Before I begin this, though, like I do with all of my clips, if you go and see on my YouTube channel, I like to do 3 opening prayers to bless and sanctify and protect this communication and all of you. So God bless. Here we go. I'm going to do the Guru Mantra, the Ganesha Mantra, and the Gayatri Mantra. Om, Om, Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmahi Sri Guruvena Namaha. Om Suklam Bharataram Vishnum Sishivarnam Chatubhujam Prasanavaranam Dhyaye Sarva Vigno Prashantaye. Om Bhur Bhuva Suvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhago Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. All right, beautiful. So now I'm going to read to you Special Forces Destroy DEW Plane, and at the end of this reading, I'll tell you the source, exactly where to find it, so you can read it for yourself. This is from March 10th. United States Special Forces on March 5th destroyed an Air Force Boeing 747 that had been airborne over the Texas Panhandle when inexplicable fires erupted on February 26th. A source in General Eric M. Smith's office told Real Raw News. The YAL, and that's capital Y, capital A, capital L. The YAL is a modified Boeing 747 with an airborne laser CABL. It was a collaborative project conceived in 2004 by the Department of Defense, the Air Force, and DARPA as a testbed for intercepting and destroying tactical ballistic missiles while in the boost phase. In 2011, then Secretary of Defense Gates announced the project's cancellation, claiming the airframe would need a more potent laser, 20 to 30 times more, to prove viable on evolving battlefields such as Iran, and adding that the development of such a weapon was financially and technologically infeasible, given the current state of technology. In February 2012, the prototype, ostensibly the only one produced, landed at Davis Monthan AFB, Arizona, where it was purportedly placed in storage at the quote-unquote boneyard, operated by the 309th Aerospace Maintenance and Regeneration Group, until it was ultimately scrapped in September 2014 after all usable parts were removed. Our sources, however, said the decommissioning story was a ruse to conceal a catastrophic accident. As the story goes, technicians were evaluating an upgraded chemical oxygen iodine laser, in parentheses, coil, when the platform misfired and vaporized the airplane and 6 workers. What the Air Force placed in the quote-unquote boneyard was a plastic and styrofoam mock-up, our source said. Moreover, the DOD, that's Department of Defense, built from YAL-style aircraft for $26 billion, including development and research. YAL-2, of which there is no public record, caused the Texas Panhandle fires. On March 4th, White Hats learned that YAL-2 took off from Fresno Yosemite International, a joint military-civilian airport, at 3 a.m., February 26th, and flew southeast towards the Texas Panhandle. It reached Amarillo airspace approximately 2.5 hours later, loitering there at an altitude of 37,000 feet for another 45 minutes. During that time, the plane circled above Pampa and I can't even read this. Pampa and Fritch, Texas. Excuse me, I might be mispronouncing that. Uncoincidentally close to what could be named the Grapevine Creek and Smokehouse Creek fires, the most devastating in Texas history. Val-2 then climbed to 39,000 feet and flew northeast, landing eventually at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio. Since YAL holds 64,000 gallons of fuel and can remain airborne for 16 hours at cruise speed without mid-air refueling, the roughly 8-hour trip was well within its tolerance. Our source would not share how White Hats obtained evidence of the flight's existence. It does not appear on public and available flight tracking applications, but said the proof compelled General Eric M. Smith to orchestrate a surgical, boots-on-the-ground operation, hopefully before YAL-2 again took to the skies. And these are in quotes. General Smith considered inquiring with supposedly friendly forces at Wright-Patterson, but then figured he better not. If any of them were double agents, they could have told the deep state and got that plane in the air right away. Discretion is the better part of valor, end quote, our source said. The general asked 5th Special Forces Group Commander Brett Lindemann to task his best soldiers with infiltrating the base and finding and destroying the plane. Special Forces clandestinely penetrated the base at 1 a.m. March 5th and identified a hangar they believed housed YAL-2, as it was the only one guarded by 4 United States Air Force Security Force members, the branch's equivalent of Army MPS. Special Forces immobilized, then using non-lethal force prior to entering the hangar and rigging the airframe with incendiary charges and accelerants attenuated to render the aircraft and laser worthless without triggering a concussive explosion. YAL-2 burned to a crisp, a fitting end for a plane that itself caused unimaginable destruction. White Hats received official confirmation of the plane's destruction that afternoon. U.S. Army Cyber Command overheard a phone conversation between a high-ranking Air Force officer and a Democrat in the House of Representatives, who was also a member of the House Armed Services Committee. The officer said, quote-unquote, "Looks like we lost one." Our source was disinclined to share additional operation details, saying doing so could hinder the hunt for YAL-3 and YAL-4. The crew of YAL-2 and officials who had foreknowledge of the flight, quote, "We'll destroy those planes and get the responsible parties," end quote, our source said. "I think it's safe to say anyone involved will get a rope around their neck." Real Raw News is aware that other airborne or orbital DEW, and then once again, that's capital DEW, directed energy weapon, platforms exist. It's broadly accepted among qualified researchers that similar tech was used against the Murrah building in 1995, and that's spelled Murrah, and the Twin Towers in 2001. This article focuses only on the specific plane responsible for the Texas Inferno. Our source said, y'all too caused the Maui fires, but we have not heard enough about that incident to write an article. As an aside, it's both frightening and amusing that reality mimics Hollywood. Airborne DEWS were first seen in the 1985 film Real Genius, in which a group of college nerds built a 50-megawatt laser for the Air Force, only to sabotage it after realizing the government planned to use it as a weapon of mass destruction. All right, and that's the end of that article. But towards the end of that, I think that most of y'all listening to this know about predictive programming, that Hollywood or Hollywood, however you choose to call it, has implanted since its inception propaganda and things that the deep state and Satanist controllers plan to effect or in the midst of effecting, because they believe that through their satanic religion that they escape karma if they inform us sleepy, unknowing people of what they're going to do, and we either don't believe it or we don't think it's true or we don't act upon it. So then they say, well, we told you, we showed you. Of course, that logic is ridiculous. But anyway, you can find this article if you go use the browser called DuckDuckGo, and that's spelled DuckDuckGo. Use DuckDuckGo browser, I suggest, and then type in www.realrawnews.com, and you'll pull up the news site. You'll see this article from March 10th by Michael Baxter. And Real Raw News, a while ago in its inception, yes, it used to be kind of a parody account, but the White Hats have taken it over. So when you see the news items on it, from my own experience, they are trustworthy, but the timing is not correct. Often things will be put on much later after they already happened, like in the capture of some of the evils and the deep state minions and some of the cabal that are then sent to the spa, as we call Gitmo. The timing is often not correct on that. They put it in much later to let the news out, but of course they're not going to post that right in the freshness of the actions that are taking place, because this is war. Okay, I'm sending all my love to all of you, and I always close all of my clips with a very short closing prayer. And what I'm saying is, God bless all beings in all worlds. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yes, peace, peace, peace. All my love and big hugs to all of you. And please like and share my clips and my posts. I'm really doing this out of my heart and out of service for the reality truth and for we the people. So God bless you, and I hope this finds all of you very, very well. Bye for now.